Welcome, beautiful souls, to Arcane Moon Tarot. Whether you're here for clarity, curiosity, or just following your intuition, you're in the right place. This is your sacred space for raw, honest, and soulful tarot guidance. Today's reading is what's their next move. If someone's energy has been lingering in your mind and heart, this spread will reveal what they're truly feeling, what they're hiding, what's standing in the way, and most importantly, what they're about to do next. So take a breath, tune into their energy, and let the cards speak. As always, trust what resonates and leave the rest to the universe. Card 1, their current energy toward you. Right now, this person is in a very contemplative place when it comes to you. The world represents the end of a cycle. So emotionally, they may feel like something significant has already played out between you two. There's a sense of closure, or at least the desire for it, even if that closure has been silent or unspoken. This doesn't necessarily mean they've fully moved on, but they are seeing the situation from a wider perspective now. Instead of reacting emotionally, they're trying to understand the bigger picture of what you meant to them, what the connection taught them, and where it fits into their life's journey. The world is a card of elevation, which means, on some level, they hold you in high regard. They may see you as someone who's evolved, grown, or outgrown them. There could even be an awareness that you're in a different emotional or spiritual space than they are. This creates both pride and distance. They admire you, but may also feel like you've completed something they're still catching up to. Their energy toward you right now carries respect distance, a longing to understand what it all meant, a quiet sense of finality or paused destiny. Here's the catch. The world shows up when a soul is trying to close a chapter, but that doesn't mean it's truly over. Sometimes it shows a person trying to convince themselves they've moved on. They may be saying things like, "It's for the best. I've learned what I needed. We were just a season." But underneath that, there's often a spiral of reflection that keeps looping. Because the world can also mean, "I see what we were. I wonder what we could have been. I'm not sure if I'm really done." They may be emotionally distant but spiritually tied, feeling like the chapter ended, but the story hasn't quite let go of them. Card 2, what they're showing versus what they're hiding. On the outside, this person might appear like they've accepted the ending. Especially following the world, they may be acting calm, indifferent, or even mature about it. You might see them as someone who's moved on, closed the door, or made peace with everything. They may not be posting anything dramatic, reaching out, or showing signs of chaos. And that's exactly what makes it feel confusing. But beneath that, there's pain, a lot of it. The Three of Swords is a sign that this person is hurting more than you know. They're carrying real heartbreak, and chances are it's tied directly to you. This might be due to how things ended, something they never said, a missed opportunity, or even their own guilt or inability to show up the way they wanted to. And the most important part? They're hiding it. They're choosing not to let it show. Not because they don't care, but because they feel they have no right to show it, or they're trying to protect their ego, pride, or healing process. This person may still replay past conversations or the ending, feel sharp, stabbing grief when reminded of you. Wonder if they messed up something sacred. Try to keep busy or distracted, but still feel the pain. The energy here is layered. On the surface, I've moved on. The world. Underneath, I'm still bleeding. Three of Swords. They may be telling themselves and possibly others that the situation has been resolved, but inside, they're still heartbroken, still unresolved, still emotionally torn. And whether or not they show it, they haven't fully healed from this. There's something about you that still stings. Whether it's love lost, love unfinished, or love never expressed the right way. Card 3, what's blocking them? What's blocking this person from acting on their feelings or reaching out to you isn't just fear, it's their belief system. The Hierophant is about structure, loyalty to tradition, doing things the right way. So this person might be torn between what their heart wants, Three of Swords, and what their values, religion, culture, family, or social expectations are telling them is right. This could mean they're afraid of going against what they were raised to believe. They're stuck in patterns of should versus, feel. They may already be committed or bound to something else, a person, a promise, a lifestyle. It doesn't mean they're cold, it means they're conflicted. They want to stay loyal to something, maybe even their own pride or moral code, even if it means sacrificing their feelings. The Hierophant also represents the fear of non-conformity. This person might feel like choosing you or revisiting this connection would mean breaking a mold they've always lived inside. They might fear judgment from others, going off script with their life, losing control or stability, repeating patterns they promised themselves they'd avoid. They could even be the type who once wanted commitment with you. But when it got real, they froze because the emotional risk didn't fit the version of love they were taught to believe in. This card can also show guilt. If they feel they betrayed something sacred, like your trust or a mutual promise, they may now feel unworthy of re-entering your life. Ultimately, this person is blocked by a very old internal voice, one that says, "Love is supposed to look like this. If I can't do it perfectly, I shouldn't do it at all. I have responsibilities. I can't just follow my heart." And the tragedy here, their heart is hurting. They know what they feel. They just don't know how to let themselves have it. Card 4, what they wish they could do. Here's the key nuance. They don't necessarily want to leave you. They want to leave the emotional storm behind. The Six of Swords is often pulled when someone is thinking, "I just want peace. I don't want to feel like this anymore. I wish I could move on, or at least understand how." Deep down, they're tired. This is someone who's mentally exhausted by the weight of it all, the heartbreak, Three of Swords, the internal conflict, Hierophant, the pressure to hold it all in, the world. So what they wish they could do: lay it down, float away, start again, with or without resolution. But what they really want is peace with you. Not drama, not another cycle. Just understanding. Calm, something that helps them make sense of it all. They may fantasize about reconnecting in a softer, more neutral way. Having a real conversation where defenses drop. Escaping whatever environment or mindset is keeping them stuck. This is the card of emotional escape. Not because they're selfish, but because they're hurting, and they don't know how else to survive it. In some cases, they wish they could come toward you, not with grand gestures, but with a kind of quiet humility. They might imagine sending you a message, reaching out just to talk, not to fix everything at once, just to feel like the walls could come down and the pain could stop. And in the deepest part of their heart, they might even be asking, would they even let me back in if I came with peace instead of passion? This card is transitional. They know they can't stay in this emotional limbo forever. They wish they had the courage or clarity to move toward you or toward closure, but right now, they're drifting in a sea of unspoken feelings and inner conflict. Card 5, what they will do next. Their next move, probably nothing, at least for now. The Four of Cups is the classic card of emotional shutdown, not because they don't feel, but because they feel too much and they don't know what to do with it. It's emotional paralysis. They're stuck in apathy, regret, and overthinking. They may be sitting with those painful, looping thoughts. What's the point? They probably don't want to hear from me. Even if I reached out, would it even matter? So rather than risk rejection, embarrassment, or having to face their own mistakes, they freeze. They don't move. They daydream. They sulk. And they miss the moment. The tragedy of the Four of Cups is that love is still present. The universe is offering them a cup, maybe the opportunity to reconnect, to apologize, to heal, and they're too deep in their own spiral to notice or act. You might feel their energy still around you. You might catch them lurking, watching your stories, thinking about you in silence. But the likelihood of them making a bold move right now? Low. They're too stuck in what wasn't said or what didn't work or what they fear they ruined. This doesn't mean they're over it, not at all. In fact, the Three of Swords, Four of Cups combo screams, I miss them, I just don't know how to come back from this. Card 6, advice from Spirit. The Devil shows up when a connection still has a hook in you, mentally, emotionally, energetically, sexually, even if you're not together. Spirit is telling you that part of you may still be chained to this dynamic, and not in a healthy way. It doesn't mean the connection was fake. It doesn't mean they didn't care. But it does mean that some part of this relationship may have kept you emotionally stuck, played on your insecurities, made you feel powerless, obsessive, or unable to fully detach. The Devil says, be honest with yourself about what you're still holding on to and why. Are you hoping they'll change? Are you haunted by the what if? Are you still trying to make sense of their silence or confusion? That's the trap. That's the emotional cage. And Spirit wants you to break it. With all the previous cards, the World, Three of Swords, Hierophant, Six of Swords, Four of Cups, we're seeing a connection that's heavy, unresolved, and emotionally blocked. There may have been karmic lessons here, even soulmate energy, but the Devil reveals that it was also entangled with pain, patterns, emotional avoidance, and possibly codependency. Spirit is asking you, is this really what you still want? Or are you clinging to a version of it that doesn't exist anymore? And more importantly, what would it cost to keep waiting? Because the longer you stay emotionally tethered to this person, the longer you may be delaying your own healing, joy, and new love. The Devil isn't a don't love them message. It's a don't lose yourself in them message. You can feel deeply, care deeply, even miss them, and still choose yourself. This card says, set yourself free. Stop waiting for what they might never say or do. Break the emotional loop. Reclaim your energy. You don't have to stay emotionally chained to someone who's not showing up for you, no matter how deep it once was.